We are going to get started. We're going to go ahead and begin the program so we can have dinner. And then we have a panel of wonderful young men who will be presenting to us tonight based on the experience that they had. I can tell based on their attire that they are ready to impress. Very good. Tonight, of course, is FBOE. It's our first Thursday, and we're at the end of the semester. I've had an opportunity to take a preview of some academic progress. I shared with Roger, I was somewhat surprised. A lot of withdrawing and dropping going on, which we should have known about much sooner. But one of the things I was impressed by when we took these young men over to Penn Valley was that I think they got recharged and revitalized, and they understand what others are doing to help them graduate from college. Not just get in college, but graduate from college. So that's what Fringe Benefits of Education is all about. I heard some good news over here about employment. I heard some good news about people working. I had a chance to talk to one of our participants who haven't been here for a while, Ray Franklin, and I listened to his growth despite some of the challenges he's having here in school. But one of the things Fringe Benefits is about helping you rebuild your swag. In my conversation with Ray today, I heard some growth. So we heard some struggle, we heard some growth. And one of the things I said with Roger as I looked at the withdrawal rate, which I wasn't really excited about, was the fact that you are still here. And the fact that you are still here, I see that Fringe Benefits provides perhaps a reason for you to stay. So hopefully in that reason to stay, we also give you an opportunity to grow, and we'll continue to see both personal, spiritual, academic, and social progress as we proceed through the program. A lot is going on. I had an opportunity to attend the Noel and Levitt's conference on the recruitment and retention of students of color. There were about 4 sessions I attended where African American males were at the center of the conversation. A number of colleges and universities with mentoring programs and initiatives trying to work and retain African American males. Some people say, why all the emphasis on African American males? If you look at the statistics, they tell us you are among our students the least likely to graduate from college. However, they also tell us that with the right support and mentoring, you're more likely to graduate than others. So we know that guiding you and mentoring you works, but you have to reach out and ask for help. One of the things that keep African American males from being as successful as others in college is that ego. We won't ask for help.
Please bow your head. Please bless FBOE and bless the food we're about to receive. In your name, amen.
What's up? We're with Fringe Benefit, and we're gonna talk about the experience what we did at Penn Valley, and we got a chance to meet some great speakers and learn some good stuff about it. So that's what we're here doing. We're gonna keep going no matter what nobody else do. You know, Fringe Benefit will continue to run and put the youth and young adults first. That's what we do, Fringe Benefits. Let people know what you've been doing lately, man.
Really just out here working, grinding, man. Feed my family. That's all it is, you know. That's life right now, you know.
We had a chance to go to Penn Valley Monday. It was cool. Doctor hooked it up for us. We go and meet some other students and see how other schools run things and students we saw around campus. And for me, as we get into the title of what we're doing today called Change the Game, and Dawn came up with that yesterday. She had a couple other ones she could have used them, put on t-shirts, she don't use them quick enough. But Change the Game, what would it be? I saw back and thought about what she said last night when I was writing. I was like, change the game. That's the problem. We do not change the game that we play. We do not. We give people the same old game and we get the same old results. Same old results. And I'm sick of it. And what happens is, it goes from being something that people want to help you out with, some people that don't want to feel like even being bothered with you because you're going to give me the same game each year. And as a person, when I go down to the game room, or I go down to the thing, when I see the same people doing the same thing but got the biggest problems, you gotta look at it. I talked to a couple of students that used to be a part of that circle, used to play ping pong. I said, what are you doing now? I was here late the other day. She said, well, I messed up the first 2 semesters because I was in the daytime. I would never go back to school in the daytime again. She said, I like nighttime, there's grown people there, and I can get my work done. And they ain't acting like kids. You know what I'm saying? And she's like 20, 21. She said, because I sat around and stopped with everybody else and forgot to do my work and got on exclusion. You know what I'm saying? So, and the whole point was she got tired of the game, so she changed the game by changing who she hung with and changing her schedule to go at nighttime where she can actually focus on why she there. They're gonna get to that on you. They're gonna tell you about that part too, about the reason why you're here. And I think we forget that. And some of us students are lucky that Mr. Lee is retired, because I'm suggesting, and you can call me a hater, call you what you want, we're gonna start doing ID checks. If you're not in class, you're getting off this campus. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't about that, because what it does is hinder people that's trying to do right. TC, when you came up to the office, was those people in there willing to help you?
Not really. I think they wanted to help me. They just, I don't know, sometimes it seems like when you walk into a place, people just automatically assume whatever it is they assume. Like,
okay, but as soon as you mention Fringe Benefit,
yeah, I got it.
that's the part. That's what I'm saying. That's your ticket. That's your ticket. Right there. As soon as they said you was FBOE, let's see what we can do. That's the ticket. But you gotta use it. You got to use it. You got the person right there. Just saw the most powerful people at the college sitting next to each other watching y'all. What else you need? That's what I'm saying. That's the thing about changing the game. Change your game, change your players. And guess what? Then you can pull like an arrow out your quiver. Somebody can help you. Without, I'm doing better now. I'm changing my swag, like you said. I'm going to these programs, so and so. I'm having a problem with it. Guess what Doc can do? She can get and fight. She can fight for y'all to get right. She can fight and say, why y'all not hiring them? But when you come with dropping out 9 hours, 3 hours, how's she gonna make that fight? She can't make that fight. If she do, she messes up her own credibility. That's what was the thing this year? Results. Everything else is cool, and like she said, a nice story. But at the end of the day, people see numbers. So I'm gonna introduce TC and Tony, and we're gonna do a panel discussion. Y'all ask questions, and they're gonna kind of give you a brief statement of the things they've seen and learned, and the highs and lows, things they disagreed on, everything. So let's give a hand for TC and Tony, y'all. TNT.
How y'all doing today? My name is TC. Well, my real name is Donnell Brooks. Most of you people know me as TC. And April 30th on Monday, I attended a conference called Am I My Brother's Keeper? And I got to sit down and listen to about 5 or 6 speakers talking about influential problems and things that were relevant to Black males and how we not only portray ourselves, but how other people portray us. And the first thing I heard was from Mr. Seabrook, who actually spoke here weeks ago, actually. He's actually the dean at Penn Valley. And basically, what I got out of him that was most important was defining a purpose, because most people don't know what their purpose is. Like your real purpose, not just like things you want to do. Your real purpose isn't anything material. Like, I'm not here just to get money. Like, everybody's here to get money. I mean, that's the economics of life. I'm talking about like your real personal purpose. Your purpose, Mr. Seabrook said, should not be connected to anything that can be taken away. Your purpose is you yourself. You can't, like, anything can be stripped away from you. Your family can be taken away from you. I will hope that never happens, but anything like can be taken away from you except for yourself. Even things that are, you're gonna fail in life, but you have to find a purpose. And then while I was sitting there, I thought of my own purpose, and my purpose is to help people find themselves. Because a lot of people go through life and they don't really know who they are. They pick up traits from people, they pick up traits from their parents, they pick up traits from anybody, but they don't really know themselves. Especially coming from where I come from, a lot of people are followers and not leaders. Your first mistakes are always jumping into something that you know is not right, but you're still gonna do it because that's peer pressure. That's conforming to what people do. That's just what it is. Because you're usually not stronger than a group of people. Like, your thoughts are usually not as strong as a group of people thoughts. You're gonna be quiet about your thoughts if a whole group of people don't think the same way you think. So most people lie about their values. A lot of people say that, Mr. Seabrook pointed out, a lot of people say that they read a lot, they enjoy knowledge, they enjoy education, but don't have no books, don't have nothing to support what they believe, what their values. Some people believe in their religion, but as soon as they hop out of that religious spectrum, it's nothing that what they believe. They do the total opposite of what they even go to church and listen to. Challenge is to clarify and commit to our values, because we can say that I want to change, but it's hard to change, and a lot of people will say that they're gonna change but never really get the chance to because they don't want to step into it. We are what we repeatedly do. So excellence, therefore, is not an act, but it's a habit. And that's a quote from Aristotle, because we are what we repeatedly do. So if we repeatedly do good, then we're trying to do good. But you know when you're doing bad, because we were given that knowledge between right and wrong at an early age, actually. And then I actually kept listening, and we switched topics, actually. And I listened to Mr. Alonzo Jones, who was the Dean of Student Life at Arizona State, is the current Dean of Student Life. And so we got a different aspect on national views, people who are around the world doing things that are important. He told me that there's 7 billion people in the world, there's 300 million people in the US, and he said that there's 42 million minority people. 20 million of the minority are males like us. 28% of humans over 25 have a degree. 12% are Latinos, 17% are African American males. And this is what you get out of it. 17%, that's people over 25 who have a degree. And we're not looking too good in that perspective, actually. It's not about just getting up and going to college, because anybody can get up and say they want to do it. Like me, I was actually dropped off in front of this college, and my dad was like, well, if you want to go do this, do what you got to do. Go in there and see what they're talking about. Someone's not making you go to college. High school, you have to go to high school. Nobody's making you go to college. That you're here for that reason, basically. You're here to surround yourself with people who are intelligent, to make you more intelligent. The first thing about being knowledgeable is to know that you don't know everything, and that you can get to know most things, but you will never know everything. So striving to learn is the best thing for us to do, because we need knowledge. We need to know what's going on in this world, because most of us, that's the problem. The best thing for us to do would be to vote. Honestly, the best thing for us to do to vote, and we're not even knowledgeable enough to even know what voting is. We don't even know our politics. We can't even sit down with people and discuss what's really going on in our country for us to even change it. So we can talk about all the people that are unemployed, we can talk about all these matters in the United States, but until we all get up and try and change something, we can't change it. I don't remember who said it, but I heard at that convention that you can change the individual, you can change yourself. The only way to change a group of people is for a group of individuals to change. So first you have to start with yourself, and then you have to start by surrounding yourself with people who are trying to do what you're trying to do. because the best way to fail is to be around a group of people who don't want to succeed. Because every time you go to school, they're gonna be like, I'm not trying to go to school. I got things to do. I'm not going to school today. I don't feel like it. And one day turns into 2 days, 2 days turn 3 days, 3 days turn to a week. And there it goes right there. A lot of people don't even know why they say African Americans are uneducated, or we don't have the lack to learn, like we lack learning, like we just don't want to. Well, another smart thing that I heard from Mr. Alonzo Jones was before 1941, only 1% of male blacks had a college degree. So before 1941, you can imagine, that's like 1% out of 100 people. College started about 400 years ago in the United States. Africans were taken 400 years ago. So we weren't even given a chance from the beginning. We had no chance. Like, we were snatched up at the height of our time. We were always, and what what's so cool that I learned is that African Americans, black people as our history, were just used to running states. We were used to running nation states. Like, that's what we did. We've always done that. So taking us, not having a black president is, everybody think that's so spectacular, but really we were already running nation states. We were special people. I mean, from everything, they say black is beautiful, our skin color, we're dark, we just attract energy. Like, things like that just mean something to us, but over time we're thought of as we're not smart, you know what I'm saying? We're just athletic, or we don't have the will to learn, or people like me just weren't given an opportunity to learn. But that's also false. You can give yourself an opportunity, because people where I came from didn't have no opportunity to do anything. Either you got what you wanted to by breaking the law, or you got what you wanted to because you wanted to get it. Like, you can enroll yourself into a college and get your financial aid yourself. Like, you can do that yourself. You don't have to have your mom or your dad. Your mom and dad didn't even have to go to college. I'm a first generation college student. Like, I'm not even statistically supposed to make it. But you can change your statistic. Who's the people who make the statistics? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we be the people that make those statistics? Non-substantial accomplishments, like, they don't have no substance to it. Like, okay, we're the best video game players, but nobody ever, like, he made a great point, like, none of us ever fight about our grades. Like, we don't be like, man, I got the highest grade in my class. You're not harder than me because I have the best grades, I have a 4.0. Nobody says that. Nobody gives the time to fight about things that are important, but we sure will fight about, Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather. Like, none of those people are gonna even pay our bills. We'll never meet these people. We're worried about things that happen in life that we have no control over. College is not something that you do just for the look of it. You don't just go to college just to be in college, to get away from wherever. But that's why I went at first. Well, that's the reason I thought I went at first, was just to get out of the situation I was in. Put myself around less crime, less anything, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be 19 and looking at ways I could have got better in 10 years. I'm not trying to do 10 years and then come back and be behind. I'm not trying to get into anything where I have to work my way from behind, because we've already been working behind for 400 years. Like, what are we still trying to be behind for? We have some of the most intelligent minds, but intelligent minds get brought down by other people's minds. So some of these thoughts that you be having about not wanting to go to school, that might not even be your thoughts. That might be the people's around you thoughts, because you don't want to be nowhere. You want to be with your friends. You always want to be laid back. Like, sometimes we got to push to go do something. Like, most people just don't believe in themselves. It takes another person to believe in them to get that fire spark. So I just want to tell you guys that, like, to achieve something, you got to be willing to work hard at it. You got to be willing to work hard at it. You can put $1 in your dream, but that don't mean nothing. You can pray every day, but if you pray every day, like, man, I want a job, can I please get a job? God, can I get a job? And then we never get up off that couch to go get it. We just look at it. I mean, God gave us free will, so we got to help ourselves. At the end of the day, we got to help ourselves. Too many people that we know are dying, especially in Kansas City. I've only been here for 8 months, and there's people I know that I've only known for 8 months who are not even here, that had bright minds. They're not even here. Families, years of raising a child for just to bury your child before your child's buried you. That's not how it's supposed to be. I don't condone the gun violence as hard as the people around me may think they are. I still have to keep the people around me level-headed, because I care about everybody around me. So that's just what we have to do as young black men, is be prepared for the worst and be prepared that we're gonna have to make it eventually, because things are gonna change. Like, things are changing rapidly. Like, the poor are finna get poorer and the rich are finna get richer. So where do we fall at? Where do we wanna be in that level? We can always be looking up, or we can always be looking down. And I wanna be looking down. I wanna be looking down on people I can help instead of looking up for people to help me. So that's basically what I got about it, is I gotta get myself in position to be my brother's keeper. Because as much as I want to be my brother's keeper, I can't be my brother's keeper yet until I can keep myself. So that's what I got out of in my Brother Keeper conference. And my name is TC.
Good job.
One thing that, you know, I learned out of I Am My Brother's and my Brother's Keeper conference was, I told everybody this when, you know, they asked me, nobody can tell you no, you know. The person that interviews you when you go to a job interview, they can't tell you no if you have your credentials straight. They can't tell you no if you have a resume. They can't tell you no if you have more experience than the next person. They can't tell you no. When you want to go to school or whatever, and you have the credentials ready, you have your application done or whatever, Dr. Vidal can't tell you no because you have your credentials ready. You know, you don't have nothing bad going on, you know. But you will fail in life. It's the fear of failure that causes people to fail to try. You will fail in life. I failed in life at one point. I didn't graduate high school on time. Look where I'm at now though. I'm in college, trying to get a degree, a associate degree in computer engineering. You know what I mean? Everything is a difficult task. You can't say that going to school and getting an A is easy. It's not easy. Even creating a baby is not easy. You know, you try so hard, sometimes it don't work. Even sometimes when you're in school, you try so hard, it still don't work. But just like my man Donnell Brooks just said, my man Roger Sugg just said, you can do anything with help. Ms. McDowell just told you that. You can do anything with help. You know, you can get a little extra push going to school, a little extra push going, you know, to get a job interview and everything, you know. But how is they gonna know that you need that help though if you don't open your mouth? I mean, I can tell Dr. McDowell, you know, Dr. McDowell, I understand that, you know, I'm messing up and whatever, but I understand that I know I'm gonna do good. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Look what I just did. I'm trying, you know, I'm gonna continue to prove you wrong, Dr. McDowell. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I see you back there smiling and stuff like, oh, he ain't gonna do nah. See, I know that's not how she's thinking. But see, if I was talking to somebody else right now, they'd be like, you ain't gonna do nothing. I seen you on the block before, sitting there. He ain't never seen you on the block. But that's what they're gonna tell you though. They're gonna come up with any lie. You know, Leo, I saw you walking down the street with a donut in your ear.
Probably right.
No, I'm not right. No, that's a lie. No, but another thing I learned from in my Brother's Keeper conference was, what if nobody was here to help you? What are you gonna do? Now what are they gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna sit there and just let somebody come back from college and take that job opportunity away from you? Are you gonna sit there and watch as your baby mama take your kid away, as the government takes your kid away? Are you gonna sit there when they tell you you can't graduate, you won't be nothing in life? Are you gonna sit there when they tell you no? Nah, I hope not. You shouldn't, at least. Because, again, How they gonna tell you no with your credentials, you know? I was in class today, right? And my teacher called out certain students' names. Some students' names did not get called on. I thought I was in trouble, actually. You know what she told me? Because of my attendance in the classroom, I am exempt from that final. I don't have to take the final. So, with that being said, all I had to do is turn in my fourth paper. I would give me a good grade. hey, it pays off. I'm trying to tell y'all, like, my first semester, I'm not gonna lie, kind of screwed up, but see, somebody came with that screwdriver and gave me that little tweak that I needed, so I can tighten my game up, so my structure won't fall over, so I can keep my foundation right. That's what I needed. Now, what do you need? What do you need? Some say you have to find yourself before you can do anything. You know what I say? I say, before you try to find yourself, try to find God. Because without God, what you gonna be doing? You know? Where you gonna be at? You wouldn't be sitting right here next to me, listening to me talking right now if God wasn't involved. Am I right? Am I right? Right. Understandable, right? I kind of wish you guys could have came to this conference because y'all would have had a ball. All right, show of hands right now. How many people think I can levitate right now? How many people believe I can levitate just by standing here? Nobody. But see, me, I believe I can levitate, even though I don't believe y'all don't believe me. See, it ain't about y'all believing me, it's about me believing in myself. See?
Make sure you do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll make sure I do this, show y'all, you know, when I'm done talking, I'm gonna show y'all I can levitate.
Don't bet on
Hey, by the end of the day, you got to call me Tony Angel, okay? But, I have a question for you guys, especially for the people that's in school right now. How many hours a week do you believe that it takes for one to get a quality amount of time for studying? How many?
It depends on how many hours you have, because basically each class that you have, you are supposed to spend at least 3 hours at the most on each subject.
So how many total hours?
Huh?
How many total hours do you think a week you should study?
More like the basic.
Study, okay, whatever, yeah, I'm studying on what?
10 hours.
Okay.
10 hours?
I said about 9.
No, I'm a studying person, so I say like 20, because I can feel it studying.
Yeah, in a week, it's gonna be somewhere around a double.
What about you? How many hours?
15 hours a week.
Okay.
Dedicated to that.
Go ahead and break it down to him now.
When I was in the conference, a wise man told me, from his very mouth, it takes 20 hours for a student to get quality time in for studying. One thing I've learned, this is gonna surprise y'all a little bit, but did y'all know 7 days without prayer makes 1 week?
Wow.
Did y'all know that? 7 days without prayer makes 1 week. All right. I don't know about y'all, but everybody has hardships. Everybody. I know even Dr. McDowell, before you got your doctors, you had some hardships, didn't you? You had some roadblocks, huh? Somebody tried to put that stop in front of you, huh? Put that big force field, be like, what? She's African American. Doctor, what? When he first got here. What did they tell you? They look at you as what?
When I first got to school? Black rapper trying to do something. What are you doing? Yeah, what are you doing? What are you trying to do? You don't know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
Exactly.
I'm trying to give people, these people, and people who will view this, a chance to understand that you will have, no matter what, you will fail. Somebody will try to tell you no. You can tell them, yes, I will be here. No, you can't come back to my interview. I'm still gonna try to show up. I mean, why not? I mean, it's not like they kicked you off the premises. They just trying to say that they don't want to see your face. But the more you make it a repetitive thing to show up, the more there's gonna be a repetitive thing for you to get a job. Mistakes create opportunities. You can fail at this interview, but because you failed at this interview, the next manager will look at you and be like, I might want you in my store. It only takes one. Just like a couple of meetings ago, I learned that you can never have a second chance at making a first impression. And my first impression when I first came to FBOE, when Leo first brought me here, was I wanted to do something different. When I first came to FBOE, Leo told me it was food, so I came. But when I heard Roger, Miss McDowell, Brother Mark Gaines, Mr. Daniels, what you guys were speaking to me, what you guys were trying to relay to me was, I'm a better person than most of the people who's out here. I can do something without, I can do something without somebody telling me no. That I can be here, when somebody told me, when a bigger college told me, without your ACT, you cannot be accepted in here. I'm in class right now. I had an 11 o'clock class today. After this next year, I'm transferring to a university. So, again, Donnell mostly told you what we all learned at the conference, but my thing, what I'm gonna relay to y'all is that, again, I'm gonna keep saying it over and over till everybody gets it in their head. Nobody can tell you no. If you let them tell you no, you're a failure, and you're always gonna be a failure. But you can change your failure into a success rate in a heartbeat. That's success. That's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, you gotta levitate.
I gotta levitate.
Ask the people to do it. Okay.
All right, y'all gotta believe in me now. Got to believe in me that I can levitate. All right.
Wait, hold on. I don't think they believe in y'all.
Everybody focus together.
Yeah, focus your energy towards
Everybody focus together, right?
You gotta bring it has to be all positive energy.
Everybody look at them positive. Just look at them positive. Everybody all together now. All right. Come on, shake it. Yeah, let's go. Are we? Hold up.
ready?
Hold up. Are we united, y'all? We're gonna believe you're gonna levitate. Come on.
I believe. All right. Come on, Calvin. Believe in me, man.
I don't mean jump off the floor.
No, I'm not gonna jump off.
Come on. We need you to believe. You're bringing negative energy. Come on.
Yeah.
Positive.
You're all positive.
The point was that we can unify ourselves to believe in that. Then we should be able to put our minds together and believe in the real stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that was based on, he did a drill of levitating like that because people wanted to see it. People were like, is he gonna try to do it? Because Angel does that little trick he does when he's floating. But the fact is, we all can put our mind together and think about that. So we put our mind together to think about believing that he can graduate. Let's focus like that. He's gonna graduate. He's gonna get a job. He's gonna do things. That's what this is about. And it was a good training that Doc had these two young men. Come on, let's give them a hand, y'all.
All right, though they are our own, we're gonna have to to treat them like we do any other presenters. And, you know, we sit out there and we wonder, and the presenters wonder if you heard what they said. One of the things I thought was interesting, you now have a chance to be on the other side of the table. And so it's not as easy as it appears when those presenters come. A lot of prep has to go in, and you want to have an audience, and you want people to appear engaged. So now, next time we have a speaker, you know how it feels to be on this side of the equation. So what did you hear them say? TC talked about his experience and Tony talked about his experience, but anyone, what did you hear them say?
They were they're confident in themselves, and they're confident in God. It was very, I was very impressed because, you know, when you talk to people, they say this generation is gone to pop, you know, and it's about these young people, something else. But there are some young people that, you know, and it's very encouraging to see, you know, and to be around them, and you know, to watch them, especially, you know, in my day, it wasn't as difficult as it is today to find yourself and to know who you are and to love yourself, you know. And these are confident young men, you know, that does me a world good.
Anyone else? What did you hear them say? Yeah.
I like talk, whatever, you know. But I like what TC said, but I stick more about what Tony said, because, you know, I'm 21, about to be 22. I've been looking for a job since I got out of high school, 19, 18, 09. And I just started working last Wednesday through Outline Staff. But it was because every time I go to an interview, oh, I'm sorry, we don't need you right now. And I started listening to it, and it was like something like when Tony said, something just got in my head. It's like, I don't care. I ain't never cared about what nobody said my whole life, and I'm gonna let this one person stop me from getting the job? No. And then on top of that, I'm a Leo too. It goes back to that pride thing. You can have pride, it can be good or it can be bad. You feel me? If it's good, you're just gonna let it drive you to get what you need. That's why I drive out to the Nets every day, because I need a job, and I got one, so I'm gonna go. But I mean, it's gonna go back to what he said, can't nobody really tell you, they might tell you not now, but they can't really tell you no, because there's always ways to get around stuff. You can get what you need, you just gotta go get it.
What did you hear?
Basically, what I heard TC say is that you have to find yourself, you have to know who you are, and then again, you have to know how other people perceive you. You have to know where you stand, because you just can't go out there and don't know the ropes. You have to know what's coming against you, you have to know what's going to be for you. And what I heard Tony say is that with that and finding yourself is that you also have to stick up for yourself. If you really want it, you have to be hungry, you have to go after and get it yourself without anybody saying differently. You have to know what you're capable of, and don't take no for an answer if that's really what you want to do and pursue it.
I like my man right here said when he was like sometimes you need to get away and clear your own head, and that's true, because if you don't, you'll find yourself, like he said, you might find yourself all of a sudden you a 4.0 student, and all of a sudden you just for no reason don't want to go to class.
Yeah.
Since when? You got a 4.0, you always want to go to class. Obviously, you got a 4.0. So sometimes, you got to clear your head, clear your head, get away from everybody, and just do you for a while. Sometimes you might need to just take a ride or do whatever. Just kick everybody out your house for a couple of weeks, like you said, just to clear your head.
Yeah. Great. What about you, Jeremiah?
Oh yeah, I heard a lot of some great things. First of all, I'm very proud of all the things that you presented to us today. Like Dr. McDowell said, sometimes when you get up there, it's hard to know if you're listening, but it was very clear that you were listening at whatever I'm my brother's keeper. What I heard you all saying was self-determination is very important. Anybody can tell you anything, but you have to want some things for yourself, and you have to be able to tell yourself some things, no matter what anybody is saying. But once you get that self-determination, nobody is an island. So you need to have some people in your corner that can back you up. And you need to surround yourself with those people. You got to kick the haters out, surround yourself with the people that are going for what you can do and will push you forward. Because there are going to be times when you do feel like giving up and you think you can't make it, but when you got those people in your corner, you can look to them instead of looking to the people who are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. You can look to the people who are doing it, and you can say, hey, you inspire me, and I hope that can inspire you.
Right.
Actually, am I my brother's keeper? Yeah, I am. Because I got your back and you got me.
Right.
Everybody has? Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for your blessing. Praise your name above all names, God. We thank you for touching everybody's heart and let us know that you are our Lord, God, and we need to humble ourselves to you every day. We just thank you for these young men and young people that are out here trying to change their life, God, and they can truly change the game tonight. Tonight was the beginning of changing the game, Lord. I pray that we continue doing this and that they can see the light and they can bring other people and continue to build and grow their brand, which is themselves, into the way you want them to be, God. We pray that you forgive us for our sins, known and unknown. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
All right, gentlemen, you did an awesome job this evening. And as we always do when we have presenters come, what do you want people to walk away with? Everything you said, all that you experienced, what's the one thing you don't want them to do?
I don't want nobody to forget that nobody can tell them no, because if people could continue to allow people to tell them no, eventually they're gonna just understand no all the time. And that's not good to go through life understanding just no. Somebody eventually has to tell you yes.
Okay, all right.
I would just like people to understand that it's possible to do whatever you have to do any way you need to do it, that people have a chance no matter what the statistics is. We're not a zero probability. Like, even though we are the minority, we have a chance to make something out of ourselves that most people never thought we could, especially coming from places that we come from. So everybody has a chance. Everybody has their own legacy to fulfill. So that's why I want people to understand.
And as you walk away after having that experience, you've had the experience being in college, what is the one thing you're going to do to start developing and working on your own personal legacies?
One thing that I know for sure that I need to do is staying more focused and like I heard earlier, keep my circle closed from misshapes, if I would. From misshapes. I don't want nobody trying to bend me out of shape.
Okay, all right.
I think that I have to actually set my mindset on succeeding, and that there's no ifs, ands, or but about it. Like, I have to do it. So I just have to get my mind right. Probably need to sit down and think about me, myself, because I give a lot to people, so now I need to think about how I can give to myself, make myself better before I can help somebody else.
Okay. All right, awesome. I mean, again, I'm very, very proud of you guys. And I want you to take this as energy to continue to move forward.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I see you on campus, you're leaders now. You have been adorned leaders. And so I expect you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.